Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today I have some really creepy real life story that will leave you shocked. If you have ever experienced something terrifying, I would love to hear about it. You can send me your stories through this email and I will do my best to share them with everyone. And this email is in the description. Just one thing, make sure your stories are real. We want the really creepy stuff. No fake stories. Now, without wasting any more time, here is the story that will blow your mind. Something you have never heard before.
Okay, let me tell you about this really creepy case I came across. At first, it sounds super normal, like nothing to worry about. A guy goes to this random garage sale, right? You know the vibe, piles of old clothes, rusty tools, random books that nobody has touched in years. He is just browsing, walking around the tables like you or me would when something catches his eye. It is this small diary, and not just any diary. It is old. The leather cover is cracked and worn out. It is coated in dust. And the strangest part, it is locked shut. Like whoever owned it desperately wanted no one else to ever read it. So he buys it. He just thinks it's a cool antique, a little piece of forgotten history. But wait until you hear what he finds out later. Honestly, if I were him, I would have left it right there on that dusty table. I mean, a locked diary? This is already screaming trouble. So, this diary belonged to a little girl. Her name was Catherine. She was only 8 years old when she died. And here is the part that really makes your skin crawl. Imagine holding something in your hands that once belonged to a child who has been gone for almost a century. Creepy, right? It feels less like an object and more like you are holding a piece of someone's ghost. The guy gets curious like any of us would. He started digging around, typed her name online, checking old archives, flipping through records, but nothing comes up. When he gets home, he can't stop staring at the diary. Hours go by, and it just sits there on his desk, almost daring him to open it. Finally, he grabs a small hairpin, slides it into the lock, and with the soft click, the diary opens. On the very first page, there's something written in the child's handwriting. It's not too long, just a small, innocent note. It says something like, Hi, my name is Catherine. I live with my family in Canada. I am 8 years old. I love playing with my dolls and helping my mom. You know how kids sometimes, when they get a new notebook, they just write something silly and simple about themselves? It felt exactly like that. At the end of the page, she had written her home address. Maybe it was just like when kids are first learning simple things like their name or their address, and they practice by writing it in their diary. That could be why she wrote it there. Maybe she had just learned about it. But that one page gives him a huge clue, a name, an age, and the place where she lived. The rest of the diary is empty, completely blank, and that only makes him more curious. So he starts digging. He searches her name online, checks local records, and even pulls up some old maps. Bit by bit, he finds out where the Catherine's family farmhouse once stood. He decided to go see the place for himself. When he finally gets there, the land looks abandoned. Nothing grows. The old farmhouse is half collapsed, but you can still imagine what it used to be like. There's the broken porch where a rocking chair might have been, a hallway leading inside, a living room with piece of furniture falling apart, a dining room with shattered glass on the floor. Upstairs, faded wallpaper still clings to the wall in what must have been the children's room. It's quiet because it looks like time just stopped. He asked around in the nearby town, but nobody can tell him much. Some people only shake their heads and say that place is cursed. No one really knows what happened. He comes back home frustrated. He has the name, the place, even the old house, but no answers. Days pass and the mystery eats at him. One night, angry and restless, he picks up the diary again. He shakes it, brushes off the dust, flips through the empty pages. Nothing. In frustration, he tosses it across the room. That's when it happens. As the diary hits the floor, a small envelope slips out from the back cover. He freezes. How did he miss that before? He picks it up. He opened the little envelope and froze. Inside was an old folded photograph. When he carefully unfolded it, his hand started shaking. The picture was black and white, faded with age, but clear enough to see the horror. A whole family was lying there, lifeless, their faces twisted as if they had died in pain, and they all had the exact same wounds, stabbed right on top of the head, stabbed again on the right shoulder, stabbed again on the right knee, and their toes, every single one of them was cut off. The longer he stared, the worse it became. In the background of the photo, you could see chairs knocked over, curtains torn, children's toys scattered on the floor. It looked like they had been trying to run, but something had caught them. The stillness of the photograph made it feel as if the screen were frozen inside it, trapped forever. And then more slipped out, tiny photographs folded and stacked together, falling onto his lap. Each one showed a different family. Some in their kitchens, some in the bathrooms, some outside of the house, but in every single photograph, the exact same disturbing pattern: head, shoulder, knee, toes gone, over and over again. There were so many of them. He kept counting: 10, 20, more than 30 families. Every photograph told the same story, the same suffering, the same ritual. It was as if someone or something had been repeating this for years across different towns, leaving behind the same marks. He could not unsee those photographs, no matter how hard he tried. The images of those families, the same wounds, the missing toes, kept replaying in his head. He felt like the diary was pulling him deeper, almost forcing him to find out the truth. So he started digging. Late at night, he searched every old record he could find: dusty newspapers, archived reports, even old town registries, and slowly the dots started to connect. The murders were not random at all. Every family in those photos, they had all been killed exactly 10 years apart. Same date, same wounds, same silence after. This was not just murder. It looked like some kind of ritual. And this is when things started getting strange around him. At night, he would hear faint footsteps in his hallway. He would leave the diary closed. But when he came back, the pages were wide open, always to the photographs. Sometimes the picture even looked different. like the faces of the families had shifted slightly, their eyes staring directly at him. Then came the discovery that made his blood run cold. One photograph in the envelope looked newer than the rest. The clothes, the furniture, even the quality of the picture, it was recent, too recent, and as he looked closer, his heart almost stopped. The wallpaper in the background, the furniture, it looked just like his own house. He just sat there, frozen, holding that photograph. At first, he thought his mind was playing tricks on him. Maybe it only looked like his house, but the longer he stared, the more details lined up. The same wallpaper pattern, the same wooden frame around the window, even the same old scratch on the floorboard. That was it. It was not just some story about the past. Somehow he was part of it now. The nights grew worse. Every time he closed his eyes, he swore he could hear whispering, like someone calling his name. The photographs kept changing position on his desk as if someone was laying them out in order, preparing him for something. And then one night, when the clock hit exactly 3 a.m., he woke up to the sound of his doorknob slowly turning. He grabbed the diary and started flipping through it fast, like he was losing his mind. He has already checked every page before. Now he noticed something strange at the very back. There was a page he thought was empty before, but it was not empty anymore. This time, there were words on it. The handwriting was shaky, messy, and definitely not from a child. It was not a Catherine note. It was something else. And on that page, one single word was written: next. So, what did next even mean? Honestly, I have my own theory. I think it was not just a diary from the past. It felt more like something from the future. Like the killings were never really over, and this diary was warning whoever opened it about what was still to come. Almost like the countdown. Okay, let's back to the story. After that night, the man never talked about the diary again. He kept it locked away far from anyone's eyes. Some people say he burned it, others claim he still has it hidden in his house. Nobody really knows. But one thing is clear: the murders stopped showing up in records after that. And maybe that is a good thing. Or maybe it just means the next page has not been written yet.